Bro, Brandon Johnson is a menace. A menace. Like, I think personally, his bait and switch tactics to get elected in general should probably be studied. That's kind of where I'm at right now with him personally. He's not for the people, bro. He's not. He's not for the people that voted him into office. It's pretty obvious. Okay? It is absolutely obvious. But guys, let's go and check this out immediately. All right? Chicago mayor doubles down on fighting the ICE raids. Bro, what is... Either way, guys, this is a suggestion via a channel member.
Garrett Tenney is live for us in Chicago. Garrett.
Yeah, Harris, those proposed changes would have allowed Chicago police to work with ICE only in cases involving a violent criminal, which is the kind of people state and local officials claim they don't want to be here. Right. Instead, progressives on the city council have spent the past week preparing to fight this
Bro, you didn't go ahead and create all of this. Oh, bro, do not open the door. Ask agent to slide the warrant under the door. Bro, these are for citizens.
ICE operation by canvassing Latino neighborhoods to pass out these flyers, telling folks to not open their doors and to remain silent if ICE agents show up looking for any convicted criminals.
Wow.
Talking to people, the fear is palpable. The fear is vocalized by our residents. People in the streets are saying that they're scared that ICE agents will show up at their doorsteps, at their workplaces, at their places of worship or places of going to school. They're scared of that. That is a problem.
Are these people, the people who are scared, are they legally here? Because I'm confused right now.
Governor J.B. Pritzker could push for changes in the state sanctuary policies to allow Illinois police to cooperate in some limited way, but he hasn't given any indication that that is something he is even considering, despite repeatedly saying criminal illegal migrants should be arrested and removed.
If there are violent criminals who have been convicted of violent crimes, who are undocumented, they are supposed to be deported. That is the law
of the
United States and has been for quite a long time.
Okay, so hold on. What's the problem here? Because, guys, I promise you, I've grown up hearing that if individuals that are here, like basically waiting to get a green card, right, but they're here legally, and they do some type of criminality, they had to go. A couple of you guys were arguing with me in the comments saying like that was never a thing. And I'm like, bro, that has basically always been a thing. I thought this was one of these like Mandela effect moments or something, guys. I'm telling you, but I'm glad he just basically solidified it for me. All right. So what's the problem, Governor of Illinois?
I don't want them in my state. I don't want them in the country. If you're going to commit crimes and you're undocumented, you don't deserve to stay in this country.
The sad irony here is that by not helping to remove those folks, Democrats here say that the folks they are trying to protect, those law-abiding individuals who are here illegally, by not cooperating with ICE, more of those very individuals are inevitably going to get picked up by ICE while agents are trying to track down those who are the most dangerous. One example, Harris, during an ICE operation in Chicago back in 2018, agents arrested 156 migrants. Of those, only 74 had criminal convictions. The other half were folks who just got caught up and were collateral arrest. Tom Home and others are warning we are almost certainly going to see a lot of
collateral
because of these sanctuary policies. Harris?
And just so I'm clear, I mean, if they came here illegally, they already committed a crime. They broke our laws of sovereignty. So there's 156. Yes, 74 had committed crimes either in their former countries or in this one. But the balance of that was, from what you're saying, and that's what I want to get straight, they were here illegally anyway.
Here illegally, not violent criminals, though. And that's what the administration is focusing on in this initial set of operations.
All right. That's helpful.
I get your point. Yeah. But they initially broke the law by basically trespassing into our country. Fact, illegal. That makes them legal by definition. I get that. Absolutely. Right. But we're not talking about that right now. Maybe later.
Helpful. Garrett, thank you. Gianno Caldwell, Fox News political analyst. Gianno, look, I made a fine point of this because it matters. The last administration was trying to legalize coming across our border in many illegal ways. Whether you crawled in, you went around the security checkpoints, they just wanted, okay, well, if you got here, you're safe. That's not how it works. That's not sovereignty. That's an open door.
That's an open door.
So picking up these people along with the violent criminals, what would you rather not do? Just not pick up anybody? That's what they wanted.
Exactly right.
Today is different.
Exactly
Trump's in
right.
office.
100%. And Governor J.B. Pritzker is speaking out of both sides of his mouth, saying he doesn't want violent criminals there. But yet, people, as you mentioned, they broke the law and they came over here. It's the exact same thing. You committed a crime by entering the United States of America, and it has cost us in blood and treasure. Blood by the 100,000 plus people who've overdosed on a drug. And we've seen that in recent years since Biden has taken office, and treasure with the billions of dollars of resources that are being usurped from the people of Illinois and the people of the city of Chicago, New York, and all across the country. It must come to an end. And thank God this day has come with Donald Trump in office to get the country back on its feet.
Okay, so we're definitely not going to scapegoat the people by saying that people are basically doing all types of crazy narcotics exclusively because of their existence. That doesn't make any sense. Because guess what people have been doing? There have been people that have been addicted to these things for a very long time, and they're going to find a way to make it happen. Does their existence exacerbate the problem? No. Not really. That's you could say a lot of things, right? We're spending a lot of money on them when we should be spending it on the people in the inner cities that need assistance, right? If you want to say that, I'm down for that, but I'm not going to go ahead and sit here and scapegoat these individuals with that. That's a bit rough, bro. Okay. Either way.
Well, look, you knew that there'd be pushback. There has been from day one with that immediate lawsuit slew against DOJ, the Department of Government Efficiency. Now there's more legal action. Democratic attorneys general are suing across the country. They're suing President Trump over his birthright citizenship executive order. Here's a map showing the lawsuit spread across 22 states. Constitutional law professor Jonathan Turley says he believes this issue could make it all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. Watch.
It will. It will 100% do that. It will 100% go straight to the Supreme Court. Because the problem with the concept of like ending birthright citizenship, these people were born here. Their parents weren't, but they were born here, right? So we now have a super, super tricky scenario, guys, right? So yeah, this will end up in the Supreme Court. This will go for a really long time. Then it's probably going to fail. But I get the point, though, of doing it.
The real value of the executive order is not that it has binding legal effect on anything other than federal agencies, but that it could trigger a long-awaited court fight to bring clarity to this issue. It could ultimately go in front of the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Your reaction?
It's a big issue.
Well, I think he has a point there, and I would never challenge the professor. I think he's excellent in his legal commentary. So, yeah, there will be a court fight in the Supreme Court. But the facts of the matter are we should be focusing on Americans first, people who've built a life here, not people who decided they were pregnant and they came across just so they can have a child within the United States and get those particular protections. That's usurping, again, resources from Americans. And it's an issue we've been dealing with for decades. That's why it is imperative that Congress comes up with an immigration plan that's going to take care of all of these issues.
Bro, you could solve this problem by literally dictating that if you were not here, let's say, for 2 years, I think most countries it's like 2 years, bro, right? Like, understand that, like, what's happening right now in the government is not something that's strange in other countries. It's just that we're so large that people think that we're crazy for doing the things that these other countries have been doing since the beginning of time, right? But the problem is that, guys, 2 years I think is generally the metric, right? So if you're living in a country for 2 years and you decide to have a baby in that country, that is completely generally fine, right? That's that baby. That's who you are. That's who that baby is now, that country. But the problem I'm seeing at least is I think it's valid, bro. Like if someone crosses the border exclusively just to have a baby, bro, that shouldn't count, bro. That shouldn't count. I'm sorry, bro. If that's the case, at least. But if we can stipulate it that it's like, listen, you had to be here for a couple of years, etc., that would probably be fine.
We've been talking about it for decades. Things need to come to a change because we have to protect Americans first.
Well, look, you and I were at events in Washington for the inauguration, one in particular where Tim Scott and Byron Donalds from Florida, Congressman and Senator Tim Scott. There is this focus on being able to do those big bipartisan things. Just real quickly, what was your take on lawmakers you talked with?
Well, you know, people are excited. There's a lot of enthusiasm and energy around the new administration. And I got to be honest with you, Harris, that isn't just Republicans and conservatives and people who voted for Trump. I've heard from people who voted for Kamala Harris, who voted for Joe Biden in the previous election, people who would never give Donald Trump the time of day. They're enthusiastic. They're excited. People feel it everywhere because they know we've been in a terrible state of affairs for the last 4 years. Our economic activity, inflation, the border, crime. These are issues that impact every American. And they're now thinking, wait, we got a guy who's now in office who means business.
Yeah, because the people that are excited that didn't vote for him, exclusively this comes down to the fact that I keep trying to point out to you guys, it's not so much that people liked him or hated Kamala. It's just that people got tired of the Democrat Party. Right. So anyone that can come in and offer some type of like serious change, meaningful change, to start like basically doing this all day long, like he's been doing for the last 2 days, guys. Yeah, completely fine. This is why people are happy. They're happy for the sake of change. Everyone, regardless of party, is completely sick of the establishment. And it just seems like, as of right now, the Democrat Party is more full of establishment than anyone else is. So they're just happy to see the Democrat Party lose. But either way.
And that's why people are excited and they're looking forward to 4 years of Donald Trump. And folks who didn't vote for him, many are looking to give him a chance.
John O'Caldwell,
they have to.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Like, that's how you remain like civil, guys. That's it. I'm not surprised that Brandon Johnson is doing these things at all. Basically, pretty much based off of all the videos that we've seen, everything that we've read kind of regarding him and the sanctuary city ideas and things like that. He's completely fine with fighting this to the end. Now, if the governor actually of Illinois is saying we need to do something about this, but yet nothing is happening, then what he's saying is irrelevant. He doesn't mean any of it, guys. I think he's saying it because the cameras are in front of his face, guys. But either way, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. The fact that you just made it to the end of the video says a whole lot, actually. We have a couple other channels. MrLboyd Music, MrLboyd Movie Reacts, along with MrLboyd Discusses, where I just generally speak about the things that specifically matter to me. But in the meantime, I'll catch you guys later.